The Wild West comes alive in Wyoming. It's one of the most sparsely populated states in the US and a land of rugged landscapes, rich tribal legend, rodeos, ranches, cowboy towns, and some of the world's great wilderness areas. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 rated tourist attractions in Wyoming. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome travel guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now let's cut to the chase. And at 10, National Historic Trails Interpretive Center, Casper. The National Historic Trails Interpretive Center is more than a museum, it's an interactive experience recreating the old pioneer trails and their important role in American history. One of the top things to do in Casper, Wyoming, the museum is well worth a couple of hours of your time. Full-scale dioramas and multimedia presentations tell the story of Wyoming's first settlers, the mountain men and fur trappers, the Oregon Trail, the Mormon Trail, the California Trail, and the Pony Express route. All the exhibits are in chronological order, which makes visiting this museum feel like a journey through time. This is one of the best Wyoming attractions for families who want to learn about the country's history. Kids can climb in the back of a covered wagon, experience a simulated river crossing, and watch movies that highlight personal stories of the pioneers. Best of all, admission, yes, it's free. At 9, Grand Targhee Ski Resort. If you hate standing in lines and paying exorbitant prices for lift tickets, and I certainly do, Grand Targhee Ski Resort is a hot pick for your next Wyoming ski vacation. About a 90-minute drive from Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, this family-friendly resort on the western slopes of the Tetons is a much cheaper option than its famous sister resort with way fewer people. Snowfall here averages an impressive 500 plus inches of light, fluffy powder with 2,270 feet of vertical accessed by 5 lifts. You'll find trails of all abilities here, but intermediate skiers are especially well served, with more than 70% of the terrain classified as suitable for them. Other amenities include 2 terrain parks, snowshoeing and Nordic trails. Backcountry skiers and snowboarders can also sign up for Wyoming's only cat skiing, and private snowcat skiing is also available. Sure, visibility can sometimes be an issue here, but you can ski the trees during foggy days, and the promise of pristine powder pockets helps compensate. Grand Targhee offers one of the lowest ratios of skiers to untracked powder acres in the country. Relatively affordable slopeside accommodation is another perk of a vacation here. Summers are also packed with activities. Take a scenic ride on the chairlift, attend a music concert, bike the trails, and sample the restaurants and shops in this charming small town. No matter what the season, Grand Targhee makes a wonderful mountain getaway for everyone in the family. Next up at 8, the Wind River Range. Looking for the spectacular alpine scenery of Grand Teton National Park or Yellowstone without the crowds? Head to the Wind River Range in western Wyoming. Its 2.25 million acres encompass 7 of the largest glaciers in the lower 48 states. Lush meadows dappled with wildflowers, glacier-carved valleys, snow-capped peaks, and thousands of sparkling trout-filled waterways, including the headwater for the Green River. No wonder it's a haven for hiking, hunting, fishing, camping, and climbing. Hikers in particular will be in heaven here. More than 600 miles of trails radiate through the region, including part of the Continental Divide Scenic National Trail, which runs from Canada to Mexico. The 80-mile stretch through this region ascends to an elevation of 11,000 feet and is best hiked during August and September, when the trails are most likely to be free of snow. Keep your eyes peeled for wildlife. This is grizzly country, but you can also see moose, mountain lions, deer, elk, wolves, and hundreds of different species of birds. The Wind River Range is also one of the best fly fishing destinations in Wyoming. Anglers can catch many species of trout, as well as grayling and mackinaw in the crystal clear streams and rivers. Rock climbers come here to scale the granite peaks, including the famous Cirque of the Towers in the southern region of the range. Looking for a dose of culture and history? You'll find that here too, at the Wind River Indian Reservation. You can participate in a powwow, visit museums, or explore the area on a 70-kilometer scenic drive along the Wind River Indian Reservation Trail. Pick up a self-guided Wyoming tourism map at local chambers of commerce. The rustic town of Pinedale is the gateway to this remote section of the Bridger Wilderness, and it makes a great base to stock up on supplies. From here, you can don your backpack, lace up your boots, pack your fly rod, and head into one of the most breathtakingly beautiful wilderness areas in the country, minus the crowds. At 7, Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area. Named for the area's striking red sandstone cliffs, Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area stretches from Green River, Wyoming, south and into Utah. Fed by the waters of the Green River, Flaming Gorge Reservoir is a popular spot for boating, fishing, swimming, camping and kayaking. Adventure seekers can also raft the area of the Green River downstream from Flaming Gorge Dam. Perched above the canyon, the Red Canyon Vista and Visitor Center offers impressive views of the gorge. From the Visitor Center, the Canyon Rim Trail threads along the lip of the canyon, with lookouts on the way. In addition to the colorful rock formations, some of the rock walls display petroglyphs, and prehistoric fossils are often found in the area. At 6, it's the Buffalo Bill Center of the West, Cody. The Buffalo Bill Center of the West retraces an important chapter of American history in a complex of 5 fascinating museums. In the Buffalo Bill Museum, you can view artifacts from the life of Buffalo Bill Cody, the legendary American soldier and showman. The Cody Firearms Museum contains a large collection of firearms from around the world. Wyoming wildlife and geology are the main themes of the Draper Museum of Natural History, and you can learn about the culture of the prairie's first inhabitants at the Plains Indian Museum through exhibits and a multimedia show. In addition to all these historical exhibits and artifacts, the center offers a treat for art lovers. At the Whitney Gallery of Western Art, works by Frederick Remington, Charles Russell and George Catlin continue the Wild West theme. Near the center are the rodeo grounds, where some of the best cowboys in the Wild West perform in the summer. At 5, it's Bridger-Teton National Forest. In the beautiful Bridger-Teton National Forest, outdoor enthusiasts can explore more than 3.4 million acres of western Wyoming's rugged mountain wilderness. Within the forest's boundaries lie 3 wilderness areas. The Bridger Wilderness in the Wind River Mountains is home to the headwaters of the Green River, some of the world's largest glaciers, and Wyoming's highest point, Gannett Peak. The Teton Wilderness provides critical habitat for wildlife such as grizzlies, wolves and bison, and the Gros Ventre Wilderness encompasses fascinating geological features. In 1925, the Gros Ventre Slide carved down a mountainside, creating Lower Slide Lake. You can still see evidence of the slide today. Crisscrossed by miles of trails, the entire region is excellent for hiking, hunting, fishing, ski touring and mountaineering. At 4, Hot Springs State Park, Thermopolis. Built around the world's largest single mineral hot spring, Hot Springs State Park, as the name might imply, is a great place to stop for a relaxing soak. The steamy mineral water gushing from Big Spring is channeled into bathhouses and kept at a constant 104 degrees Fahrenheit. You can soak in the warm waters indoors at the state bathhouse or in the 2 outdoor pools. Also in the area are hiking trails, petroglyphs, summer flower gardens, and the Rainbow Terrace, where water from another stream tumbles into the Bighorn River. Look for the herd of bison grazing in the hills. At 3, it's Jackson. Tucked in a sprawling valley at the foot of the spectacular Teton Mountains, Jackson, Wyoming exudes the spirit of the Wild West. Rustic wooden buildings and boardwalks, quaint shops, galleries and restaurants add to the charm of this charismatic town. And the town square, framed by elk-horn arches, is hard to miss. Jackson is also the gateway to beautiful Grand Teton National Park and a popular stop on the way to Yellowstone. Bordering town, the National Elk Refuge protects the largest herd of wintering elk in the world. In season, you can ride horse-drawn sleighs into the refuge to review these gentle creatures up close. Camouflaged in a rocky hillside just south of town, the National Museum of Wildlife Art is another top attraction, with more than 4,000 paintings and many rotating exhibits. Other Jackson highlights include scenic float trips down the Snake River, chuck wagon cookouts, the popular summer rodeo, and downhill skiing on Snow King Mountain. Jackson Hole is also one of the top fly fishing destinations in Wyoming. A 20-minute drive from Jackson, the Jackson Hole Mountain Resort at Teton Village offers some of the best skiing in North America, as well as a diverse lineup of summer mountain sports and outdoor concerts. At 2, Grand Teton National Park. Crowned by the craggy peaks of the mighty Teton mountain range, Grand Teton National Park is one of the jewels of Wyoming. These mountains in the state's northwest were formed millions of years ago when a fault in the Earth's crust buckled, creating 12 peaks reaching heights of more than 12,000 feet. The highest of these, Grand Teton, soars 13,770 feet above sea level. Wildlife is abundant. More than 300 species of birds, 60 species of mammals, and many freshwater fish live within the park. Not surprisingly, the park is a paradise for wildlife lovers, photographers, climbers, kayakers, and hikers. The best way to explore the spectacular scenery is by hiking the many trails and staying overnight in the campgrounds. Summer is by far the busiest season to visit and is the only time the high mountain hiking trails are completely free of snow. But spring and fall are also lovely times to visit with fewer crowds. Some of the roads and access points close during the winter months. And finally, at number 1, you may have guessed it, Yellowstone National Park. Established in 1872, Yellowstone is the world's first and oldest national park. It's home to one of the most awe-inspiring wilderness areas on the planet. Huge herds of bison still roam free in the valleys, and the abundant wildlife includes grizzly and black bears, grey wolves, elk, antelope, trumpeter swans, and majestic bald eagles. The park is a geothermal wonderland. Hissing geysers, bubbling mud pots, and steaming hot springs betray the forces that formed this staggering landscape millions of years ago. Waterfalls gush down steep ravines, and glittering lakes and rivers stretch for miles. The highlights of Yellowstone National Park include the famous Old Faithful geyser, Yellowstone Lake, and the jaw-dropping cascades of Lower Falls. You can drive through the park, but the huge network of hiking trails is the best way to appreciate the park's diverse ecosystems. It's easy to extend a wilderness experience by staying in one of the park's scenic campgrounds. The park is one of the best places to visit in Wyoming. Sightseeing is excellent year-round, with each season painting the landscape in different hues, but most tourists visit in the summer. And there you have the top 10 rated tourist attractions in Wyoming. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic travel guides. So see you next time.